It's a pretty cool motherboard. It's MSI instead of ASRock or Republic of Gamers, like the one I've got in there at the moment. Now, I had a problem with that motherboard. I accidentally plugged in my microphone to my sound jack, and I think I fried a few things on the motherboard. I think that might be why my motherboard's slowly dying. But the sound on that motherboard wasn't very good anyway, so I was a bit disappointed with that. So I was always looking to change it, and that platform, the AM3, which is the AMD platform for the FX chips, they're not making that anymore. The new stuff is coming out soon. So I say they're not making it anymore. They're still producing stuff for it, but that is the last set of chips that's going in it. The best chip you can get in that, I believe, is an 8-core, which is good, but it's only just about keeping up with the Intel stuff. This chip, I'm hoping, and from what I've seen, will do better than the 6-core I've got at the moment. This is a 4-core. It's a 2-core chip. Technically it's a 4-core because it's got what they call hyper-thread, and it makes it 4-core. Complicated type stuff, but if you're interested in that, there you go. As I said, my build is costing me about £200, so that's pretty cool. So there's my motherboard. I'm going to stick it on there because I don't really want it on the carpet. Oh, I do love opening new stuff. Cables, IO shield. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's in black. That's nice. That's a nice touch. And then we've got all the usual stuff. Thank you cards, and cables, CD with some instructions, and a book to tell me how things work. Pro Series, like that. Right, so I'm going to turf this out of the way. I'm going to grab Tartarus because it's finished doing whatever it's doing, and then we're going to start building. And I'll probably speed that up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I managed to press the button. That's pretty cool. Right, dodgy camera angle incoming, I think. So how high we can get this. Oh, I think that might be a bit better so you can see what's going on, because I'd kind of like you to be able to see what's going on, but otherwise it kind of defeats the point of everything. Right, I've unplugged it, so hopefully we're going to have enough power to do this. I'm going to find my screwdrivers. Hopefully the people screaming outside are going to be quiet. And we're going to get building. Obviously, this is Tartarus. Can we see all right there? Yeah, we can see the whole computer. Cool. Obviously, as I said, this is Tartarus, and we're going to strip her down. So off comes the side. Put that up out the way. I really need to get a magnetic tray for that. So if anybody fancies sending me a magnetic tray to build computers, that'd be brilliant. We're going to just quickly whip all the cables out, because we ain't going to need any of those at the moment. Well, we don't need any of this plugged in anymore because this is coming out and it's going somewhere else, I should expect. I probably reuse it on somebody else's computer or pass it on to a friend. That's normally what I do with my old parts. Right, so that's all the front buttons of the front done. These are audio and USB cables, some more USB cables here. The main power to the motherboard going there. I've got a few, well, more than a few fans to unplug, but I'll unplug those. Right, and the pump, because this is my water cooler. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to loosen it up. Now, that thing I said cost me about 15 quid. Me, in all my wisdom, I threw away all the little bits and pieces to connect this cooler to an Intel motherboard. Right, so that's all the front buttons of the front done. These are audio and USB cables, some more USB cables here. The main power to the motherboard going there. I've got a few, well, more than a few fans to unplug, but I'll unplug those. Right, and the pump, because this is my water cooler. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to loosen it up. Now, that thing I said cost me about 15 quid. Me, in all my wisdom, I threw away all the little bits and pieces to connect this cooler to an Intel motherboard, thinking, oh no, I'm never going to use Intel. Yeah, so it's cost me about £15 to buy the fittings I need to put this cooler on that motherboard over there. But it's to be expected. I am that kind of stupid person that would do that sort of thing. We know all about the silly things Derpy does, don't we? So unplug those two bits. That's my hard drive connections just there, those 3 cables. So I've got 2 hard drives and I've got a CD-ROM, so that's those. 2 hard drives, CD-ROM. I need to take out my graphics card. Use a screwdriver here. I have got thumb screws for these. You've probably seen the thumb screw before. I'll show you quickly. But get my hand in there. I am not a midget. I cannot get my hand in there. And you may have noticed 1 or 2 other little things have changed. The lighting's changed slightly because it's now the evening because I've had to go to work since I started making this video. And I put a belt on so people can't see my underwear because I realised in the first bit you could. It's slightly embarrassing. But yeah, that, hopefully it's going to zoom in properly on that. That's a little thumb screw. They're really handy. It's really brilliant. That's something why I really like this case. I realise I'm not going to be in shot too much and you can kind of see this, hopefully. A little bit that way. Right, my beastie graphics card. Just unclip it, pop it out. Now, I loved a better graphics card than this. This cost me... ooh, a lot of money. Well, we'll put it that way. This cost me a lot of money. And it was only because I've sold some stuff recently that I managed to afford this. We're not going to go into that too much. Because, yeah, we're just not. So we've got that out. This here is a sound card, this tiny little thing, which I won't need in the new one, hopefully. The reason I had to buy this was because, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, when I plugged my microphone into my audio, I blew the audio on this motherboard. So that's a little Sound Blaster audio card. So hopefully I'm not going to need that in the new one because it's already got it on there. And I'm hopefully not going to be stupid enough to plug my microphone into the wrong place again. I've learnt my lesson there. But that's going to have to go with this motherboard if somebody else has it. We'll see. I think somebody else might have this. You know, I'll keep it in a box somewhere. We'll pop that over that way for now. So that can go up there too. Let's finish getting this out. Because otherwise we're going to be trapped. Hopefully, there we go. Hopefully, by showing people this, it will kind of prove that building a computer is not as difficult as it seems. It's really not. A lot of people get worried about it. A lot of people kind of get a bit scared and panic and oh no, it's really expensive, I'm going to break something. If you take your time, you don't rush things, it's really not that difficult, and there's no reason you should be breaking anything. There really isn't. Just pay attention to what's marked up. Everything's marked up nowadays. You shouldn't be losing any parts or anything like that. So let's, am I going to need a cable tie here? I might need a cable tie for that. Let's put that back down there for a minute and unscrew everything else first. What I'm going to do now, as I say, I'm probably going to speed this bit up, because I've got to take the motherboard out, and there's quite a few screws, so I'll speed this bit up. Alright, I lied, there was only a few screws, but yeah, there is my motherboard, and that is the processor there. You see that gunk on it? That's that thermal compound stuff that cost me £7. Need some more of that, because every time you take a cooler off and swap it, you really should be cleaning that out and putting new stuff on there. So this processor is now going in Lee's PC, which is over in the corner. We're going to be doing another little video on that in a little while. He's not having his motherboard because it won't fit in that computer. And I didn't want to give him something that's knackered and could potentially just break. But he's going to have the processor out of here. It's a weighty old bit of kit this, and it does look pretty cool with all the red accents. Squiggly Bob's going to have the rest of the RAM, so he's going to have 16 gig of RAM, so his Minecraft should be flying. But yeah, that's that. Let's pop that out of the way. And we'll grab the new one. Right. Very important, this bit. This is my CPU cooler. It's a water cooler. Obviously it's a water cooler. Because I've just said it's a water cooler. No, it's got a radiator up here. It's got a couple of fans which blow through the radiator, and it works better than the normal air cooler with the big old bit of metal, heatsink and fan on the top, or however it's called. But it's very important to clean these things when you're swapping them. You can see that some of that's come off really easily. The rest of it that hasn't, it probably means that it burned on. It might have been why I've been having a bit of trouble with the chip. But I'm sure it's that motherboard that's been causing me problems. So there we go, that's nice and clean. This is a Corsair H105i Coolite Hydro series. And that's all lovely and clean, ready for new thermal paste. I think I'm going to have to change this metal ring on top.